So the 2019-20 season has been put on hold amid the global health pandemic, with fans unsure when the beautiful game will return. Well, we've decided that using the power of Football Manager, we're going to simulate the season and see what happened. But there's a twist. Rather than use Football Manager 2020, we're going 5 years in the past to start with. Yes, using Football Manager 2015, we've simulated to the end of the 2019-20 season to see what happened. Spoiler alert, it's all very different. The first team we're going to look at is Manchester United, so let's do it. Here's what Manchester United looked like in 2020 according to Football Manager 2015. Well, at the start of the simulation, Louis van Gaal was still Man United manager, looking to pick up the broken pieces of David Moyes' tenure. But unfortunately for Van Gaal, he didn't last long. The Dutchman got the sack on May 28, 2016 and was replaced by the Atletico Madrid authoritarian Diego Simeone. A man who's had run-ins with Man United in the past, hello David Beckham, the Red Devils are now a lot better under his watch. Simeone has delivered 6 trophies to Old Trafford during his reign, starting with the League Cup in 2018, followed by the Champions League just months later. He's also won another League Cup, the Club World Cup and the European Super Cup. But more importantly, he took Manchester United back to the top of the Premier League. In 2020 they secured their second Premier League title in a row, winning on the final day by just a point. And interestingly, it went at the final day the year prior as well, pitting Arsenal at top spot by goal difference. But in 2020 they secured the title by beating West Ham 4-2, so let's have a look at how they lined up. In goal was David De Gea. The current Manchester United number 1, FM15 correctly predicted that De Gea was still going to be the main man in between the sticks on the game. But one thing has changed, he's now number 13 instead of number 1. But he's played the majority of Premier League games, although the young stopper Vanja Milinkovic-Savic has enjoyed his fair share of minutes too, and is actually the official number 1 for some reason. Right back was Daley Blind. A player signed by Louis van Gaal, Diego Simeone has kept faith with the reliable Dutchman, playing him in an unconventional role of right back. However, it doesn't look like Simeone is fully convinced with his options on the right side of defence, as he still has former Red Devil Raphael sitting on the bench, having played a fair bit himself. Then in the reserves you've got bloody Kieran Trippier. More importantly, Manchester United have signed 2 players since the season ended, and both are right backs. There's Martin Montoya, who in reality is at Brighton, and Carlos Marmal, who in reality doesn't exist as he's a regen. Centre back is Jose Jimenez. Signed in the summer of 2018 for £26 million following the Champions League win, Jimenez is the first new player in this team, and one that Simeone knows well from his time in Madrid. The Uruguayan is an elite level centre back, and quite a bargain really at £26 million. He's been impressive in red, barely missing a game and averaging more than a 7 in both seasons he played in. 2 years, 2 Premier League winners' medals. It's not bad really. He's alongside Marcos Rojo. A South American partnership at the back, Marcos Rojo is still a main player in the United defence in 2020 according to FM15, which is a frightening thought. He hasn't even been that good to be honest, which is why he's often rotated with Johnny Evans, a player who Manchester United really should have kept in reality. Left back is Ricardo Rodriguez. Louis van Gaal didn't do a lot good for Man U in this save, but one thing he did do was sign Ricardo Rodriguez from Wolfsburg. He cost £22.5 million and he's proved to be worth every penny. The Swiss defender has barely missed a game since arriving, providing assists aplenty to give him some sensational average ratings. But despite being a penalty expert, he's actually only scored 1 goal for Man United. On the right of midfield is Juan Mata. When you go on the overview page for Manchester United, the key player is listed as Juan Mata, and that's exactly what he's been for the club over the years. Clearly Football Manager has been a lot kinder to Mata, a player who struggles to get a game now in the real world. The simulation has completed 6 seasons, and in that time Mata has provided 70 assists in the Premier League, which is a truly astonishing amount. Centre midfield is Oliver Lang. Initially I was like, isn't that the lad from Maiden Chelsea? But apparently that's Jamie Lang, so never mind. Anyway, Oliver Lang is the first regen in this Man U side, a 20-year-old Danish midfielder who joined the club in 2017 from Brøndby. This was his first season as a consistent starter, and he's fought off some strong competition. Other centre midfielders in the squad include João Moutinho and club captain Marek Hamšík, who cost £55 million from Napoli in 2016. Next up is Saúl Ñíguez. Another former Atletico Madrid player who Simeone brought to Old Trafford with him, Saúl had a slightly different path. He actually had a couple of seasons away from Simeone, joining Arsenal in 2015. But in 2017 they were reunited, costing Man United £15.75 million. However, it hasn't really been worth it, with Saúl struggling to stand out in the Premier League, begging the question, why did he start the most important game of the season? On the left is Memphis Depay. In reality, Man United signed Memphis Depay in 2015, and on Football Manager, the exact same thing happened, which is a little bit creepy. However, this deal went a lot better than the real one. Depay has been a superstar for Man United, providing plenty of goals and assists every season from out wide, something he didn't do at all during his actual spell in the Premier League. In fact, Depay opened the scoring against West Ham in that game to secure the title. He's been pretty unopposed down the left, as Angel Di Maria is currently in the club's reserves. Up front is Carlos Fierro. A true Football Manager legend, we've all signed Carlos Fierro at some point in time. Well, on this simulation, Man United did it in 2018, paying Chivas £21 million for his services. He barely played in Season 1, scoring 2 goals in just 4 games, but in his second season he became one of the main men, taking the number 10 shirt from the departing Wayne Rooney. The Mexican netted 21 goals in 30 league games, a cracking return, with his 21st goal coming in the 4-2 win over the Hammers on the final day. And finally we've got Radamel Falcao. Hands down, Radamel Falcao is Manchester United's best player on this Football Manager simulation. The Colombian striker's loan deal will become permanent, and every season he's been a goal machine, the exact opposite of what he was when he actually was a Man United player. In all competitions he scored 165 goals for the Red Devils, which would make him one of the highest scorers in the club's illustrious history. It's a shame it never went that way in real life really, he was an absolute disaster. So that's Manchester United in 2020 according to Football Manager 2015. Please give us your thoughts in the comments, and if you're a fan, we'll love you forever if you hit that subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you never miss a video. But until next time, I've been James from Elecspo, and we'll see you later.